A Radio 5 Live caller accused the Labour leader of talking absolute twaddle when it comes to single-sex spaces. Keir Starmer was taken to task over Labour's stance on single-sex spaces by a furious BBC Radio 5 Live caller. Jane from London asked the Labour leader why he was not listening to biological women when we say we don't want to share our spaces with biological men. Keir said, "I am listening and I've long championed biological women's spaces and it goes back many years. Before I was a politician I was the Director of Public Prosecutions," but the caller interrupted him and said, "I don't care about all of that. What I care about is you saying that you're going to allow men to identify as women, making gender recognition certificates easier and then they can come into women's spaces." Keir said, "Yes, we do want to make the process more dignified but that doesn't mean." Jane replied, "This isn't about being kind or dignified, this is about protecting women. Why are you putting our dignity on the line for very few people? You need to treat them differently and say no, you can have a third space. You can't take anything from women." When Keir again brought up his previous work, she said, "This isn't about what you have done, it's about what we want to be done. We don't care about what you did in the past, we want you to say sex cannot be changed and you will protect us from men coming into our space." She went on, "Can you say now that you will not allow biological men under any guise to come into women's safe spaces? Can you say that because we shouldn't have to be kind to these very few men? You need to think about 51% of the population who are sick of the absolute twaddle that comes out of your mouth when we ask these questions." Keir began to answer before the caller talked over him, prompting host Nikki Campbell to intervene. The Labour leader said, "We will protect women's spaces and I've been clear about that for a very long time. I know you don't want to hear what I have done but we will do it in the future as well. I will also say this, there are a small number, granted, of people born into a sex they do not identify with who are often very traumatized. For 20 years now we've had a law which allows that to be recognized through a certificate and I will treat them as I treat every single person in this country with dignity and respect and not allow this to become a toxic discussion." But the caller accused Keir of giving an absolute non-answer. She said, "So you're giving a basic level of respect to a few people who will affect women's rights rather than giving a basic level of respect to women."